Hey everybody, welcome to Roughing the Potter. It is about to be week 5? Yeah, week 5 already in the books. That's kind of crazy to think about. And DJ Moore is awesome, and the Bears might be back.
They did it
What's
for
up,
Dick.
dude? That was I tweeted it out right before kickoff. The absolute freest of money. It was for Dick, man. Dick butt kiss, bro. What a name! Hall of Fame name, Hall of Fame death, and Hall of Fame upset for the money line, dude. Love it.
So I'm joined today by Shrek, and for the first time ever on Roughing the Potter, we've got Cowdog Clay.
What's up, boys?
What's up, dude? We're happy to have you. So Cowdog Clay, I don't know if you guys have heard on Kyle Ave, but he is caught between being a Saints and a Cowboys fan. So we're going to talk about both of those teams with him pretty extensively on this. It's always been a struggle for him to choose whichever team's playing better every year.
That's just untrue. The Saints are inherited, but the Cowboys are the city I grew up in, man. That's all there is to it.
You grew up in Arlington? Oh, we glitched him out. So let's talk about the Bears. 40-20. They kicked this. Oh, yeah, okay. He's in and out with the Wi-Fi. You can hear him chuckling now. I think we didn't get what you said. What did you say, Cowdog?
What? I don't know. Where did I cut off?
At the beginning, whenever he said you grew up in Arlington.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in Arlington. Yes, love Arlington. Beautiful city. Great place.
Jazz bro. Cowdog Clay is a certified jazz bro. Still goes to the high school football games at SMU on Friday nights.
Hey, that was an event, man. They were playing Highland Park.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Just a football guy. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I'm just more into football than the rest of y'all.
Hey, I gotta admit, bro. Before we turned on the pod, I had my high school's YouTube stream on, so they're beating the shit out of. That's the way it is down here, bro. We're the best of the Mexicans, and then in the third round, we end up playing against Westlake or San Antonio or somebody, and get our shit kicked in. But yeah, big football guys out here.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I don't think you guys would catch me watching any Westlake football. I mean, I didn't play for the team, granted, so maybe different type of relationship there. I did watch them play in the state championship when Cade Klubnik was the quarterback because I wanted to see him play. But other than that, you cannot catch me watching a Westlake game whatsoever.
Hey, dude, it's not like I'm going to every Jesuit game. They're just playing it at SMU. There's a bunch of people there. It was on TV too.
All right, enough high school football. Let's get over to the Bears, who looks like a high school football team before this game. But Justin Fields, DJ Moore had a hell of a game. DJ Moore had like 45 fantasy points. He kind of had it was kind of a gimme touchdown at the end. Went through the DB's hands on third down. Could have flipped the entire game, and then he had no one behind him. But great game nonetheless. He had the one play where he was running down the sidelines, and nobody saw whether or not he stepped out of bounds. They just called him out of bounds. Could have been another touchdown. So what do we think? Do the Bears look like they're for real now on offense, or do you think this was just Thursday night weird game?
They did it for Dick, dude. They did it for Dick.
If night weird game, dude. The Bears stink. Justin Fields still stinks.
My biggest takeaway was imagine if Bryce Young would have had a weapon like DJ Moore. That would have been something, man.
It's too early, bro.
I mean, he's 3 touchdown machine, almost 4 touchdown machine.
The thing is, and I was thinking about this before the show, man. When DJ Moore was with the Panthers, everyone said he sucked. Everyone said he wasn't that good.
Well, his team sucked, to be fair.
He was just on the Panthers.
Exactly.
Like he's even finding a way to he even found a way to shine on the Panthers, and now he's finding a way to shine on the 0-4 Bears. So, I mean, it kind of is what it is. It's not his own fault that he keeps on being in unfortunate situations.
Have you ever seen the list of quarterbacks DJ Moore's played with in his career?
Well, they're mainly Panthers quarterbacks, so I'm assuming they're absolutely terrible.
I mean, it's like more than terrible. Even if you go back to college when he was at Maryland, he had a linebacker playing quarterback for him. Let me
He
see if
didn't
I
have Tua's brother. Or is he too old for Tua's brother?
no, he was too old for that. But so in his career, and this was before the Bears, DJ Moore had attempted to catch passes from the following quarterbacks: Sam Darnold, Cam Newton, after Cam Newton was broken in half and could no longer throw the ball anymore, Kyle Allen, Teddy Bridgewater, PJ Walker, Baker Mayfield, Taylor Heineke, before Taylor Heineke was even relevant, Will Greer, Garrett Gilbert, and Jacob Eason.
Christ, what a horrible list of quarterbacks, dude.
Talking about SMU legend, Garrett Gilbert.
Yeah. SMU legend, Texas legend, came in for Colt McCoy in the national championship against Alabama. But looking at this list,
he's awesome.
Is this list more sad for DJ Moore or me?
You, for sure.
For
DJ
sure,
Moore's
right?
still making millions, dude. He's still a top tier valued individual. You have had to watch that list of people that you just listed off.
Yeah, dude, he's crying in his mansion, and you're crying. And
yeah, no, I feel you.
Hey, but real quick, going back to the Bears and the Commanders, dude. The Commanders are fucking ass, man. Like their D-line tries to make up for it. One of my good friends, big time Redskins fan, and I give him respect for some reason. He loves Santana Moss and became a Redskins fan in like 2008, just to spite his dad for the Cowboys. But dude, Emmanuel Forbes is fucking terrible. I don't understand how he got drafted ahead of Christian Gonzalez. Like there's just so many better. Like the guy's like 5'9", weighs like 180 pounds, soaking wet. Like he is bad football, and yet he went in like the top 20, and that's why the Redskins will forever be poverty.
They were hyping him up a lot in training camp, all that stuff. And yeah, I saw he got benched yesterday. So honestly, as far as the Commanders go, it's very much like watching from outside, seeing some of the decisions that Ron makes. There's like a media bias where everyone thinks that Riverboat Ron is a real thing. But that was always, at least for Panthers fans, it was like an inside joke about Ron Rivera because he was always so conservative until he was about to get fired. And then if he knew he was about to get fired the next week, he would go balls out. And that was like the Riverboat Ron. But then whenever he felt safe again, he was totally conservative. And in this game, too, I think they were down by 16 and it was like 4th and 3 on the 20-yard line or something like that. And they kicked a field goal. Just super conservative play calling, always never showing up for prime time. That's the Ron I know and love. But yeah, big win for the Bears. They snapped their 14-game losing streak. They hadn't won in the Elon Musk Twitter X era.
Wow. Good job.
Yeah, I love sharing the meme of basically showing the logo of every professional sports team in the world, and it says, "Have you won a game since October of 2022?" And it was everybody else circled except for the Bears.
Yeah, no, that's pretty funny. But hey, good for the Bears, man. And they have the number 1 and number 2 pick, and they won. Maybe Justin Fields makes some noise and makes it a difficult decision for them. That would be interesting. But moving on, we've done a lot on this game. We're going to talk about, before we get into the rest of the games, we've got Dude of the Week coming back. Dude of the Week this week. I know Cowdog had something for us.
Good old Chase Claypool. Causing shenanigans once again in the NFL. This time he somehow got they just didn't play him, or they told him to stay home for attitude, I guess, because he was having problems again with attitude. And then he just got traded to Miami, and he's gonna go be toxic over there. It's gonna be great. It's either him or Robbie Chosen.
Which that's been hilarious because Robbie Anderson has changed his name from Robbie with a Y Anderson to Robbie I.E. Anderson to Chosen Anderson and then back to Robbie Chosen.
I think Robbie Chosen has a nice ring to it. You know, he might finally settle down on one but I'm interested to see the next update from good old Robbie Chosen. See what
Yeah,
he's got.
that Chase Claypool trade has got to be close to the worst return on investment ever, right?
Well, what did you guys think when the Bears made that trade? Because to be honest with you, I was out on Chase Claypool from before he was even drafted. Like, I can remember back when I had seen interviews with the guy. He seemed like a total asshole. He seemed like a clunky receiver. He had a couple good games early with the Steelers, and it felt like, oh, maybe he'll have a career. But then the TikToks, the interview quote snippets, everything about the guy was bad vibes, like the worst version of Gen Z possible. And when the Bears made that trade, my jaw hit the fucking floor.
It was a second rounder, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was a bad trade too, but I thought he could be good if he wanted to be good. He's pretty.
I thought he'd be like a spectacular catch guy, like not really like be reliable, but like that guy that ends up on SportsCenter's top 10 every now and again and make a career out of it. But yeah, no, he's pretty garbage.
Like his ceiling was like a really good, like a decent receiver 2 and like a really good receiver 3. Just like having your bag.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. He just seems like such a head case. It's not even worth it. Get him out of the league. Get him out of my face. You go to the Dolphins, you go to the Chiefs, you have a chance. And if you don't succeed there, you do not belong in the league. Like if you're a talented guy like that and you just can't get it together in your head and be a professional, then get the fuck out of the league, man.
Agreed.
Yep. No disagreement there.
All right, let's get into the games then, boys. Quick update, actually. I won't do this here because we didn't have Shrek on the show for the preseason stuff. All right, we've got the first game. Billy Big Shot is going to be in attendance at this game. Jacksonville Jaguars in their home London stadium, whatever it may be. I think they might be in Tottenham this week, playing against the Buffalo Bills. Bills favored by 5.5.
I think the Bills cover. I think that's an easy win for them. Jacksonville doesn't look that great, especially Trevor Lawrence. He's kind of didn't look like he looks like at the end of last season. I don't know. It looks like he kind of just took a step back, maybe. I don't know.
I disagree. I think that the Jaguars have been in London for 2 weeks. They're comfortable there. It's their home stadium, their home locker room. They get to go home to their families in London, and they're just comfortable, man. And I think that 5.5, it's a little high. People are riding the high of the Bills smoking the Dolphins last week. Jags come in and possibly win this game outright.
Damn.
This is just one of those annoying ones because it's like it's either going to be a completely sweat-free Bills win, or it's going to be exactly what AgJack just said. I mean, this feels like a fade the public move. Like everybody and their mother's going to be on the Bills. Like, oh yeah, this will be the start to the parlays, and everybody gets shit on the first game.
You honestly, like, you have to start looking at, if you're gambling like weekly or regularly on sports in general, especially the NFL, this is how you start to see things. It's like, oh, that's the line, so this is how it's going to go. Because I've seen this fucking party before. Like, it just feels like Bills 5.5 is too easy, and it makes too much sense. So I don't know. I like the Jags. I think the Jags are pretty good.
Hope we get some Billy snippets from London, dude.
Oh, you know we will, bruv. All right, let's move on. We got Texans at Falcons. Does anyone want to talk about this one?
Texans taking the L. Fuck them.
As soon as I was about to say the Texans are actually likable for once. But no, man, they're entertaining football. Desmond Ridder looked like complete ass. I think it is a coin flip, but CJ Stroud looks like he is worth it, and their offense makes plays. D'Amico Ryans is making good decisions. So besides the home field advantage, that's the only reason I think Falcons might have an option, but Desmond Ridder's fucking ass, and I think he's going to show it.
I don't think you're wrong. I think that they're having a weird thing there where they want to hold on to Desmond Ridder and say he's the guy and they don't want to give up on him. But I think it's getting more clear every week that Taylor Heineke is going to give him the best chance to make the playoffs. Who knows? This might be the game where we see that. I don't want that to happen. Still fading the Texans for life. Hopefully TJ or hopefully CJ comes down to earth on this game. He's been playing really well. D'Amico Ryans has the guys balling. Division up for grabs. Let's get them right here, Falcons. This is another fishy line where it's like, oh, everyone's kind of feeling the Texans. Like they're gonna bet on the Texans plus 1.5, and then maybe Atlanta has a good defensive outing and holds it down at home. But I don't know, man.
Let's keep it moving.
All right. Next is the Panthers at Lions. Lions favored by 9.5 at home.
Ooh.
And
Ooh. That's brutal. And the NFL, 9.5.
it's
like
the biggest spread of the week. It's not the biggest you've ever seen.
No, 20 points in college.
So I'll say this. Last year, well, there's a lot of caveats here, but last year the Panthers, the Lions were hot. They needed to beat the Panthers to make the playoffs. It was Christmas week. Lions went to Charlotte and got the absolute ever-loving shit kicked out of them. Panthers ran for the most yards in franchise history. It was like 330 or something like that. Ran all over the Lions, made them look like complete shit, and ended their season. Panthers do not have the same offensive line that they did in that game. They don't have the same running scheme they had in that game. And I think the Lions are going to be hungry. The Lions, led by Dan Campbell, he's going to get them ready for this game. I think that they're going to win. I hope that the Panthers cover. I hope that Bryce Young looks good, throws a couple tutties. Don't really care about winning and losing. It'd be nice if we won. Not expecting it.
Hey, I think this is a game where Sam Laporta really showcases himself, dude. There's, it feels like he's getting ready to take that springboard into, from baller rookie to just like consistent every week. So I see that. I think this is a perfect game for him to do it. I don't see why not.
So Jamison Williams is coming back this week. It seems like he's going to play. Amon-Ra has an injury, and Jahmyr Gibbs also has an injury. So maybe the Lions are a little slowed down. I don't know. They're at home. It's one of those things. I think we talked about this on the last show. Whenever the Lions get this much hype, there's usually a letdown spot, especially because they're looking ahead to Tampa Bay. It might be wishful thinking on my part. Do you guys see that from the outside looking in?
No. This is one of those, like, I can't see it happening. I don't think they'll cover, but I can't see them losing personally.
All right, fair enough.
I like the line, but I don't 9.5. That's a lot for the NFL.
It's not a lot for Carolina. Let's keep going. I'm sad. It's been a sad week. We've been trying to find different ways to cope. I'm wearing the Cam Newton Patriots jersey to try to fully disassociate. I can't ever do it. I'm going to be putting on my clown makeup and watching on Sunday morning like always, and it's going to hurt my soul. Next game. Titans at Colts. Titans 2.5-point favorites after winning big last week against Cincinnati. Whenever the Titans are favorites, it's a little bit sketchy.
I hate the Titans gambling wise, dude. Like they're so like every time you think they fucking suck, they just dominate like they did last week. Like it's so annoying, man.
So we got Jonathan Taylor coming back for this game, and he's had some weird stuff.
Jonathan Taylor's coming back?
It looks like it.
Oh, damn. I was like, I've missed that completely then. I haven't heard that.
Yeah.
That's wild. I thought he was holding out like the whole season, or he's willing to hold out the whole season and shit. Damn.
No, so it should help out Anthony Richardson quite a bit. I think this is a good test for Richardson because you've got Mike Vrabel from the Belichick tree, good defense. How's he going to play against a rookie, a runner, like hard-hitting, good defense? That should be at least interesting to watch. I don't know. This is kind of like a game that no one really cares about.
Yeah, basically. It's just seeing the Colts are gonna have 2 elite running backs now instead of a quarterback and a running back.
I was talking to these guys last night. I was at this thing, and we were talking about how the Titans trading away AJ Brown is very underrated for one of the worst trades in probably the last decade. Because if you think about it, they traded AJ Brown to get out of that contract, and then they drafted Traylon Burks. Now their offense isn't worth the shit. They had kind of a window. AJ Brown's obviously incredible.
Yeah, AJ Brown's a shit. I mean, they brought in Hopkins, so they took in on that money again anyway. So yeah, I would definitely count that as a big fat L for Tennessee fans. But Ryan Tannehill is the king of mid. Love him, former Aggie. But fuck, man, he is the king of mid. He's like if Kirk Cousins was more of a worse version of Kirk Cousins.
Yep. Tannehill has like strung a nice career together, though. I think his contract's up this year, but good for him.
For himself, just being average.
Yeah, I mean, good for him, dude. He's got a good home life, and yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, that guy's Roth IRA right now is stacked, bro, for sure.
You think he moves back to College Station to live there?
It feels like he's never repped A&M.
Well, he didn't really do much. That my freshman year of college was our last year in the Big 12, so that was when Tannehill and Cyrus Gray and Jeff Fuller were there, and it was very mid, bro. It was he's been mid his whole life, bro. You gotta love it. Just consistently good enough.
But he wasn't even a good college quarterback, and then he kind of took that into the NFL, and it's like, oh, you're just gonna still just be average.
He's like low key like a freak athlete though. That's why he got like in the NFL, because people are like, oh, this guy's like weirdly athletic.
Well, that's the thing though. I mean, you got to respect that he's been starting for like a decade now. Like he's never not been the starter wherever he's at.
Yeah, and he used to run a lot too. Like he was a good running quarterback. It was wild.
It pissed me off so much. I was listening to a podcast, and this guy came on from one of the other teams and was talking about their team. I think it was a Saints reporter guy, and he was like, well, at least Ryan Tannehill is going to be contained in the pocket because he's a statue. And the other guy's like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, Ryan Tannehill's not mobile. And he's like, dude, he was a wide receiver in college. What are you talking about? And he's like, I don't know about that. So it's an interesting one. Probably talked about that game too much. Let's keep going. I was wrong. So this next game, Giants-Dolphins, is actually the biggest spread of the day. Dolphins by 12.5 at home. What the hell happened to the Giants this year, man?
The Cowboys happened to the Giants, bro. They completely fucking shattered every motive of anything they thought they were. Just when Brian Dable thought he wasn't just a fucking tubby boy, he was like, oh, I'm coach of the year. We're back. 44-0, our dick in their mouths. It was great.
Their offensive line might be the worst one in the league.
Yeah,
that doesn't
bro.
help.
Think about it that way, dude. You could at least your franchise didn't.
Line is bad. Like it's not a recipe for success.
Yeah. Think about it that way, dude. At least your franchise didn't pay Danny Dimes like if he was a fucking god, dude.
No, that was in the offseason. It was like, okay, lots of momentum with this team. They've got a really good structure. They've got obviously a good head coach. Things are looking up for them for the first time. And then all of a sudden you pay Danny and you pay Saquon, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? You had this direction of your franchise. You had all this momentum. You locked yourself down. You made a bad team move, and this is the result. They've looked horrible.
Yeah, it's funny.
Dolphins, on the other hand, look like they could win the Super Bowl. They obviously have just been putting up points. They look like an NFL version of OU or Oregon back in the day, just like running up the score on everybody.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say about the 12.5. Like, unless Saquon, I think Saquon's playing this week.
Yeah.
So like, unless he starts breaking them, like Mike McDaniel seems like a little fucking goblin dude that like, fuck this. I got embarrassed last week. I'm gonna run this fucking shit up, you know?
Yes. And obligatory shout out to A-Chain because he looks like he's the guy.
Always, he's always looked that good. It's about time people start to see it. He's balling, just doing his thing, turning up.
Dude, it's so awesome that he ended up in like a Shanahan tree offense because it's just perfect for him.
Yeah, other teams would squander him. Like you imagine if like feel like the Giants taking him. Like where would he be right now?
Dude, watching him get the ball in space is so nice. Like, I know the fear was like, oh, he's too small or whatever, but like he's not gonna be able to take hits. But it looks like he's got the core strength. It looks like he got bigger. He didn't lose in any kind of steps while getting bigger. And I mean, he fucking looks awesome. I wish he was on our team.
Wasn't McDaniels like really hyped for that pick? Like when they drafted him too?
I didn't see it. I don't know, but it makes sense, dude. I mean, like if you think about it, first of all, we all thought he was going to get drafted a little higher than he did. I don't remember what round it was, but it was late. But as far as running backs go, yeah, he's a track guy, and maybe that scared away some of the NFL teams, but he never played football like a track guy, you know?
No, he never. Yeah, he'd hit a hole. Like he didn't. Like, he'll run up the middle. It didn't phase him.
Yeah, always keeps his feet. So he's fun to watch. We're excited about that. Dolphins are really good. We'll move on. All right, Cowdog, big one for you and me because I'm wearing the Patriots jersey. Saints at Pats. This one started off, I think the Pats were favored by 1.5. It's now moved to a pick 'em. Derek Carr, it seems like he's going to play. He's still hurt, but he's going to play because he's tough old Derek Carr. What do you think about this one?
It's going to be the battle of a mid-off. It's going to be an awful game. It's going to be boring. Both these offenses stink. Pete Carmichael is awful. He's outdated, dinosaur. Dennis Allen walks like he's gay. I don't know what the hell is going on. Derek Carr has been so mid. It's tough to watch. Chris Olave's looked good.
Yeah.
Kamara's back, so that's exciting. But it doesn't seem like they know how to use Kamara without Sean Payton for whatever reason. And the offensive line is bad. So I mean, they haven't scored 20 points one time this season, and somehow they're 2-2 because the defense is great. Can't complain about the defense. They've been rocking all year. Dennis Allen does do a good job with the defense. I wasn't worried about it, but the offense has been awful. And they got to turn it around, and they got to start throwing the ball throwing the ball with success. I don't even know anymore. Jamal, what's his face from the Williams got hurt. I don't know. It just hasn't been great. It's been pretty tough watch. All the games have been real tough watches.
It looks like a Dennis Allen coach team, man. Like that's what it is. Like my dad was a Raiders fan. I grew up when Dennis Allen was their head coach, and you're gonna get solid defense. The Raiders never had good players on defense like the Saints do now. But the scheme's there, and the offense is just plotting. The total for this game is 39, which is second lowest for our next game coming up. We'll talk about that.
Do you think
Jones also stinks?
do y'all think it's time for Belichick to hang it up? Like, do you think he should just stop tarnishing his legacy and just accept that Brady kind of was the only reason that he did what he did?
I think that's a good point to bring up. And it's always going to be hard to decide whether it was all Brady or all Belichick or a combination. I mean, obviously Brady goes and wins a championship, has success elsewhere. I don't know. I don't know when Bill decides to hang it up because things are very different. Football's kind of passed him by scheme wise. It feels like he can always hang in there and have a decent record, just like Mike Tomlin or whoever. But are they going to win another Super Bowl? Or are they going to get to another conference championship? No, I can't see it happening unless they get the only thing that could re-energize Bill is if they draft an unbelievable quarterback that can kind of carry them a little bit.
I don't know, man. After getting shattered by the Cowboys and being handed the worst loss in your fucking 20+ year career, I feel like that makes things a little tough when you have to go back to the drawing board and still have Mac Jones at the helm, you know?
Yeah, Mac Jones is bad.
He is bad.
But anyways,
could've
enough
seen
about
that.
that shit game. Let's keep moving. That don't deserve no more talk.
Yeah,
Tired.
last thing.
Pissing me off.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I just I'm tired of the Saints right now. They're pissing me off.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Last thing about the Patriots, though, it's interesting to see like this 180 on what they are and what they've been, because they still scheme things up. They've got an edge on special teams defense, but it's not happening the same way it used to. So yeah, maybe Bill hangs it up at the end of the year. Next game, Ravens at Steelers. Ravens favored by 4.5 on the road. Steelers home dogs. We talked about this in some earlier shows. If the Steelers ever lose and then they're home dogs at any point, you take them, because Mike Tomlin is going to have a winning record at the end of the year, or at least not a losing record at the end of the year. So you can pretty much alternate wins and losses if you're betting on them. Home dogs, I think they win or cover.
I agree with that, dude. I'm definitely gonna fuck around with that one. Might just take them solo money line. You know, it feels like I agree with that take. I don't think that the Ravens are that good to. I don't know, man, but the Steelers' offense is so fucking bad, bro. I feel like they've been in a lot of primetime games, and it's just horrendous. Like, I hate watching Najee Harris play football, dude. I have him in a couple fantasy leagues, and holy shit, man, that guy just looks like he's got fucking cement bricks in his shoes or something.
Yeah, no, Steelers, it's another team, same vein as the Patriots and the Saints, and even like Carolina.
So mid.
Bad offense, just ugh. Good defense, bad offense. You keep yourself in the game, but you don't really give yourself a chance to win.
I don't think, and then I don't even think the Ravens have looked. They're 3-1, but they haven't. I don't think they've really looked that great.
The Ravens are a team I always like. If they stay healthy, they're really well coached, and they could get hot if they stack some wins early. That's what I like about them, especially if Lamar's playing, because I know people like to shit on Lamar, but he is definitely a top tier quarterback.
He's definitely regressed this season, but not by his own fault. Like, I feel like Zay Flowers has kind of shown up for him. Mark Andrews, obviously, but like the weapons just aren't there. Like, if he doesn't make the play, no one's gonna make the play.
Got to make him stay in the pocket and throw.
What do you guys think about Kenny Pickett?
Small hands.
I think Dreo should stick with the Bills. At least until they get somebody else, dude. I don't know, man. If it feels weird, like you want to say like it's too early to tell or something like that, but it's pretty fucking evident how bad he is.
Yeah, I mean that's another interesting one. Belichick, Tomlin, who walks away first? Which organization looks to make a change first? Obviously, Steelers have a really bad offensive coordinator, bad offensive system they have for years. So
yeah, aren't they like beefing with Matt Canada? I think I saw something on Twitter about that. Like him and the kicker are like fighting or whatever, and Matt Canada's got like burners and stuff, right? Did y'all see that?
Well, no one knows anymore if fans are making fake burners just to disparage people that they want to make burners for.
Well, that's true. They could do that. I was just seeing if it was on my like I know nothing about the Steelers, but if I'm like seeing it on my feed, like maybe there's something to it. Because like, why would that get all? That would get far down. I hope it's true. I hope Matt Canada has burners, and he comments about his. I really hope that's true.
Yeah, I don't think Tomlin will hang it up anytime soon, man. Like, he just feels like he's been around for a long time, but he has been around for a long time, but he was a young guy at one point, and he's got to be what, like 50, maybe 52.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Steelers do not fire their head coaches. they've had like 3 coaches in their franchise history or some crazy number like
But
that.
there's no reason to fire him. Like, I mean, he's been mid as of late, but I mean, you're watching Kenny Pickett, dude. Like he is fucking ass.
No, I'm just saying they give more leash. Like if you are mid for longer, like some other franchises might get itchy and make a change, but the Steelers tend not to. So I don't know. Let's move on from that one on to another one. This one's a very strange game. It will be pretty definitive, at least for one team. Bengals at Cardinals. Bengals favored by 3 in Arizona. Is Joe Burrow going to play? It seems like he is. Should he be playing? It feels like he shouldn't be, but they're both 1-3, these teams. Very different 1-3s. What are your guys' take on this?
Yeah, dude, the Joe Burrow thing's weird, man. It doesn't seem something seems like really off. Like for him, like he's probably still hurt. I agree, he probably shouldn't be playing, but I guess the Bengals are win now. But he's been like, even if he was hurt, he's playing awful. Like he's playing like one of the worst quarterbacks in the league right now. It's weird, really strange. I don't know how else to do. But
yeah, I feel like you think they're gonna get good, like they're all of a sudden gonna turn it on, or like they're gonna get hot. But I feel like this particular season, it's like a believe it when you see it type thing. Because yes, Jamar Chase is a fucking G. Yes, Joe Burrow has that caliber. Yes, Joe Mixon beats women and hits the hole. But at the end of the day, like until they start putting points on the fucking board, like they're just as bad as any other 1-3 team.
Yeah, it's
Joe
weird.
gonna have to smack a bitch.
We gotta get some controversy into there, bro.
They've done this. They've done this the last 3 years, and it just is like you can't keep doing this in the NFL. I feel like at some point you've got to get some wins early on, or else you're gonna dig the hole too deep. And it feels like they should just let Burrow get healthy. There were some rumors that it's the same kind of deal that Rodgers was dealing with, that he decided to play through and then tore his Achilles. Same thing that Kevin Durant had back in the finals with the Warriors when he tore his Achilles. So hoping for the best for Burrow. Don't think it's worth them playing, especially against the Cardinals. I think that's a team that they could put in a backup, distribute the ball to the playmakers, and just fucking take care of business. But
And ask the Cowboys about playing the Cardinals and not taking it seriously.
that's true.
Hey, they signed XFL legend AJ McCarron, former Bengals quarterback, dude. I would let him ride, let Joe take the week off, see how it goes, and let it run for a little bit. But
did AJ ball in the XFL?
Yeah, I think he lost in the championship. Maybe I don't know if he won the championship or something like that. But yeah, he was like in the MVP voting. Like he was like one of the best guys.
But actually, so it used to be McCarron. Now it's Jake Browning as the backup quarterback. So,
I thought that I saw that they brought him back or something along those lines.
Unless I'm missing something here, this is what I'm seeing.
I just remember seeing AJ play in the XFL because he's like, I'll just play. He didn't care about money anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm seeing that it's Jake Browning and Trevor Siemian are the guys there. So
I thought the Jets signed. Didn't the Jets sign Siemian?
I think that was a couple years back. It all blends together now, man. I
thought they signed Siemian now. It was like, I don't know. Okay. I guess maybe not. I thought the Jets.
It says here that they signed him in week 3.
Who?
That they signed AJ McCarron, and the Bengals signed AJ McCarron in week 3.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. Whatever.
Obviously,
Good for him though. Did y'all read that story about AJ McCarron where he like decided to join the XFL because he wanted his kids to watch him actually play football?
Yeah.
Like that was like a nice, like heartwarming type deal.
How's his wife? What's her name? Brett
Catherine
Musburger.
Webb.
Yeah, Brett Musburger's girlfriend.
Yeah. I think that was the night that Brent Musburger's brain went to mush, and then afterwards it was all downhill.
Hey, well, there's AJ McCarron. I feel he's right up there. He's like the the worst version of Ryan Tannehill, but also probably lives a very high quality life and is just doing his thing.
He's like a more white trash Ryan Tannehill. He's got the tattoo sleeve. Probably drafted fourth round. Just urban neighborhood.
He's one of those guys that'll be on like the SEC network broadcast doing like a sideshow. And
They could just let him and Greg McElroy could do a show
Yeah.
together.
Exactly. All right,
Bama bros.
last thing on this game. There's a report today that came out. I don't know where it came from, but it came out that the Cardinals are expecting to part ways with Kyler Murray by the end of this year.
Womp womp womp. Kyler Murray.
There's going to be a weird carousel of quarterbacks, especially with this rookie class that's going to come in. Yeah, I don't know. Like, where does Kyler go? Does Kyler go? Kyler has to go start somewhere, right? Like,
oh yeah, Kyler's gonna go start somewhere, and he's gonna make
Tennessee, like
Tennessee
to the Steelers, bro.
and Pittsburgh.
Kyler Murray's gonna have some off-season suitors. He's gonna be a busy guy.
What about Kyler Murray to New England?
Maybe
it'd be better than Mac Jones. Yeah, why not? I mean, assuming he comes back from the injury.
I mean, if he gets released, right? I mean, he'll get to pick where he goes.
I feel like Atlanta and New England are looking like good suitor spots at this very moment.
As long as he comes back still being able to run, I think he'll have no problem still having a job in the NFL.
I think he'd go to Atlanta before New England.
Yeah, it makes sense. He'd fit in that offense. But then you might have Justin Fields also, same thing going on. One of those guys goes to New England.
I hope the Bears are going to keep Justin Fields. They're going to re-sign him. It'll be great.
I doubt it, man.
It'll be so funny. I really hope.
I mean, someone's got to take these quarterbacks, right? And what are the teams that you think right now would be in need of a quarterback? The Raiders.
Who would be interested in Justin Fields?
The Saints, bro. The Saints, 100%.
No, but the Saints just put Carr on a big deal.
Yeah, Saints.
But he's not gonna fucking pan out, dude.
Kyler Murray, the Saints would be tight, I think, but it's not gonna happen. They're gonna just stick with Derek Carr because they just paid all that money.
They're gonna just keep you in that fucking purgatory for the next 4 seasons.
Absolutely.
I mean, guys, but like realistically, teams that are going to be looking at quarterbacks next year, we've got Falcons. I mean, Lions. It seems like Goff has found a spot. Like that team.
Goff's balling.
Yeah, so let's cross them off. We've got maybe the Titans, but they just drafted Will Levis, and I don't know if they want to explore that.
I mean, they'd bring in Kyler Murray if they had the chance to. Absolutely, they're not going to wait on Will. Like I think I would bring in Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Before I found out what I had with Will Levis.
And Malik Willis was terrible too.
Willis, they're already out on. Like he's done after his deal's over.
After that, you got Patriots. Cardinals will have an open spot. Maybe Fields goes there. I don't know. Maybe Stafford retires. The Rams have an open spot. Who knows what happens with Russ and the Broncos? That's interesting. But otherwise, I don't know. I don't see a lot of open opportunities here.
I think Russ and the Broncos are married at this point. They'll probably let go of Sean Payton and try it with somebody else before they let go of Russ.
Ooh, I disagree with that.
No, they worked on getting Sean Payton. They're going to keep him around.
Yeah, I think it's the Sean Payton show over there, and Russ is the one that's expendable.
Yeah, Sean Payton's taking L's. It's great.
All right, let's keep
plotting on his downfall.
Keep going. Eagles, Rams. Eagles favored by 4 in LA. The Rams are getting Cooper Kupp back, so that's interesting.
I'm curious to see what that does to the Puka Nacua stock. Like, I mean, are they just going to have a great tandem there, or is Stafford going to be like, no, I have my number one guy only, and now Kupp's going to eat all those numbers, you know?
Stafford's looked really good this year, so I think it just gives him another outlet, and it gives him a lot of confidence. So maybe the Rams are kind of like a sneaky wild card team, and the Eagles are kind of due to lose.
Yeah, they've been getting away with some bullshit for sure.
I'm with you. I think the Eagles could lose this.
Any
I thought
takes?
Stafford and the Rams would be all right this year. So far, I've been right.
Yeah, no, they've got a good receiving core. Sean McVay's a good coach. Their defense has always kind of stood up. Are there any takes on the tush push?
I think it's kind of played out. I think the Eagles should be the only one that do it, besides like other teams in a hurry up mode. The Bears made it look pretty easy yesterday because Justin Fields is also a giant fucking quarterback. But yeah, I mean, why would you ever stop doing that? Like, I would keep doing it forever.
Sorry, Jalen Hurts is just so fucking strong. Like and they've got a really good offensive line. That's really what it is. It's frustrating, but that's what it is.
Their offensive line is good, very good.
Okay, let's keep going. Jets, Broncos. We don't have to spend a lot of time here either.
That's the thank bowl of the weekend for sure.
Do you think Zach Wilson can put together 2 decent games? Maybe.
Is Taylor Swift coming?
Is Donna Kelsey coming?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they're going to be in Minnesota, which is our next game.
Oh, darn. I don't know. Maybe Zach has another bad game, and they're all panicking again, going after Saleh for sticking with him.
We have to remember here, guys, the Broncos gave up 70 points. So
yeah,
even if Zach Wilson could even put up 28 points, I mean, wasn't it the Broncos' stupid stat that if they would have scored at least 21 points, they would have won like 10 more games or something?
Yeah.
I don't know. But Russ is going to be out there cooking on Sunday. Don't worry.
Fantasy-wise, Russ is back, baby.
Yeah. We'll see how long it goes with Russ, man. I mean, he lost all the gas he had coming out. Like when he got traded, it was one of the biggest deals, and it was like Broncos Super Bowl contenders, and just it's kind of funny to see how that turned out. Broncos are it seems like they're on the trade block for like all of their receivers too. Sean Payton's just gonna want to get like all of his old Saints guys back. It seems like he's just been collecting them off waivers.
That's Sean Payton's downfall, is keeping these fucking dudes around that nobody else has. He thinks he's like, I got to be the genius of the room and keep this guy.
Yeah,
y'all think Marcus Colston and Lance Moore are available?
Yeah.
He would sign him if they were, especially Lance Moore.
Devery Henderson.
Hey, don't talk shit about my boy Devery.
Hey, do the Broncos play the Saints this year?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Probably not.
Let me check.
Yeah, I think they play this year.
Dude, Sean Payton will get some serious shit if they play that in New Orleans. It'd be awesome.
No, they don't play the Saints this year.
All right. Well, that's definitely an absolute shit bowl, and we'll not be watching that. I don't think there's any reason to. Maybe you got Breece Hall or Garrett Wilson in fantasy. Next.
Let's talk about Dalvin Cook fucking just falling off the wagon, dude. Yeah. Holy shit. That guy. How do you go from just perennial all-pro, 1,000-yard to just absolute non-factor? Like,
did he turn 30?
I don't think so. I think he's still
28.
Like 27. Yeah, 28. So that's right. His fall was crazy, man.
Yeah, half running backs just disappear.
It's like running backs have this 2-3 year, holy shit, this guy's amazing. We all love him. He's awesome. Then his team doesn't pay him. He goes to another team. It's like, oh, well, he's going to be awesome on that team. Sucks on that team for a year. The next year, you're not thinking about him as much. Has a couple bad games and then falls off the face of the earth. Never to be heard from again. Like Todd Gurley.
Dude, Todd Gurley was on the cover of Madden. That's crazy.
Well, so was Peyton Hillis,
Peyton Hillis almost died, but still with us.
The opposite, the anti-Dick Buckus is what you're saying?
Reminds you of DeMar Hamlin all around. Okay, the good game of the afternoon slate. Actually, there's a couple good games. Like Eagles-Rams is watchable for sure. But we've got Chiefs-Vikings. This should be kind of fireworks back and forth. 2 pretty good offenses. You got Justin Jefferson. You've got the Chiefs trying to figure out what they're going to do. Who's Patrick Mahomes going to throw to all year? Is Kelsey going to come alive? Is someone going to separate themselves? Is Kadarius Toney going to prove that he doesn't have early onset CTE and catch the fucking ball?
I mean, I don't know, man. I think at the end of the day, the Chiefs are still the Chiefs. They're starting to kind of – it's going to get to that point where Mahomes is just consistently great, and now their defense is kind of coming up. Like Nick Bolton's actually turning into like a true baller. They got a lot of guys. You know, Chris Jones is back from the holdout. He's been balling. So, I mean, I feel like if they can figure it out on defense, like as long as they got Mahomes and Kelsey and a solid defense, like they always will probably win.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I feel like I just every game when I introduce it, I only talk about offense, which is kind of just like how I lean when I'm thinking about this stuff. But yeah, no, defensively definitely matters. The Vikings are going to go all out with their Brian Flores zero blitz bullshit, just trying to disguise stuff, and it's all kind of just smoke and mirrors. And it disrupted the Panthers, and they had a horrible game plan. They were throwing screens all game. The Chiefs are not going to do that. Patrick Mahomes is going to pick this apart. I wouldn't be surprised if they absolutely blew them out and still covered the total over 52.5. But yeah, I like the Chiefs here. I think this might be the game where it's like, oh yeah, the Chiefs are still the Chiefs.
I mean, whenever you look at it, man, it just ends up being kind of one of those situations. Like even last game, like Patrick Mahomes had that horrible fucking pick where he tried to like float it over the linebacker, and it ended up just being like a 2-foot jump ball for him. Like, and then they obviously did what they did and closed it out.
Just Mahomes, man. Like they're just gonna find ways to win, and if by the end of the year they've got some type of, I mean, this is a team that is primed to make a huge trade at the deadline for a really good receiver, right?
Well, whatever. It depends on who you think they'll be targeting. I mean, who's really out there that's that good? You know, maybe Hopkins.
It could be a name you're not even thinking about. Like you never know who's going to be selling at the deadline.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
I'm
it
just
could
trying.
be, maybe not. The problem is like if you're thinking about guys like Devontae Adams and T Higgins, it's a huge conflict of interest for those teams to make that trade.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Bengals would never give T Higgins to the Chiefs. The Raiders might be stupid enough to give them Devontae Adams. Honestly,
That would be tough in the division.
yeah.
Yeah, they'll have to find somebody in the NFC. I mean, I don't know, maybe someone on the Giants. I saw something
Some
that there was like Justin Jefferson didn't sign his contract. It might have been fake. It was probably fake, but it said he didn't sign his contract yet because he wants to make sure that Kirk Cousins is signed before him because he wants to keep playing with him or something like that.
No, there's no way that's real, dude.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
But
All right, let's finish
let's
up.
go to the most important game of the fucking weekend, please.
Yes,
Now that we've
sir.
got through this list of shit bulls.
This is why we brought you guys on tonight, and we hope to have you both in the future again. This was a lot of fun. We've got the Sunday night matchup. This has probably been one of the best matchups on paper of the entire season to this point. Cowboys at Niners. Niners favored by 3.5. Niners 4-0. Cowboys 3-1. Niners have been an offensive juggernaut this year. Christian McCaffrey has been an absolute maniac, maybe even an MVP candidate. Cowboys have had an incredible defensive showing in every game, even with some guys hurt. I mean, how do you guys feel about this game? Because from my point of view, I think the Niners are just better. And if the Niners can get out ahead 2 scores, it's going to put the Cowboys in a tough position. But you never know. I mean, these are 2 really good teams in the NFC.
Yeah, man. I mean, whenever you take a look at it, like it just comes down to, hopefully Christian McCaffrey gets turf toe or like just grade 2 rolls his ankle, not like a bad injury, but just not enough to finish out the game. Because otherwise, I mean, it's coming from a fan's perspective, it's hard to see us just outright winning unless the defense keeps on putting on and, strip sack 6, pick 6, punt return, like something stupid like that. But I don't think Brock Purdy's as amazing as they make him seem to be. He definitely does great in his role. But Christian McCaffrey and Kyle Shanahan are for sure the backbone of that fucking team. But you look at Brandon Ayuk, you look at Debo. I mean, they got a lot. They got a lot of weapons, man. But, when the Cowboys are on, they're on. Dak just needs to have a good game. Tony Pollard needs to be able to run the football. And they got options on offense, dude. I ain't worried there.
The Cowboys don't lack from a talent perspective, but I think what you're saying about Brock Purdy is true. But I think the key to the game is if they're going to be able to get any pressure on Brock Purdy, I think they're going to have to get creative because they're going to be double teaming Micah. I'm sure Shanahan's got something planned for him. They're going to need the other guys to step up. DeMarcus Lawrence has looked great, and it's going to need that interior D line to be on, especially with how San Francisco likes to run the ball and McCaffrey cutting through. It'll be an interesting game, but I'll probably think. I mean, I went to the last time we played San Francisco, or when we played in the playoffs. Left the bachelor party early, got a lot of shit, and then I flew in just to watch the Cowboys lose. First time I'd ever been to a playoff game. It was great. Wouldn't expect
the Cowboys thing to have happen.
Yeah.
I mean, now that we got our rational fucking takes out of the way, fuck the Niners. They're dirty ass motherfuckers. All they ever do is fucking hit after the play, and they try to act like, oh man, this is just hard-nosed football. This is the way football's supposed to be playing. But the same way they fucking broke Pollard's leg by wrapping their fucking legs around people is the exact same way that fucking Parsons needs to go out there. DeMarcus Lawrence needs to show up. Fucking the whole D-line just really needs to fucking put on for the city. And, fuck them, dude. Fuck the Niners. They're pieces of shit. Their franchise is fucking horrible. They're like they talk so much shit, and granted they have had way better performances than us, but they always fucking choke anyway, so fuck that. They're no better than us.
And San Francisco's a dump. People shit in their streets. Literally disgusting place. Disgusting fan base. Fuck them.
And San Francisco's about to debut their pride uniforms for fucking next week, dude.
So
they're lame.
Yeah, Brock Purdy has had an incredible run, and obviously it's not all him. He's got a great team around him, but I think he's won 9 games in a row, nine regular season games in a row.
Yeah, 9 regular season games. That's what I'm saying. But the guy, he doesn't get hit. Like, you got to hit the guy. I feel like he's not that big of a quarterback. It's that whole thing where you just hit the quarterback as much as possible. And I think people got to go after him. But that Shanahan offense is so dangerous. It's hard to blitz.
I think with you guys, yeah, it just starts with stopping the run. If you can stop their ordinary run structure, and you can keep them in the 3rd and longs and force Purdy to have to make plays, then that's where the game's going to be in your favor. If not, they're just a fucking machine and nobody can stop them. And if they win this game handily, then there's a chance this team goes undefeated if they stay healthy. Like, I firmly believe that. I thought they were the best team in the NFL last year before Purdy got hurt and they didn't stand a chance in the NFC Championship. And I think they've gotten better this year somehow.
No, they look good. It's no joke.
It's not somehow, dude. It's literally fucking Christian McCaffrey. Like that stupid fucking insane stat, which I don't know why I didn't start it 3 months ago after the first month. But if you would have scored on him anytime touchdown and doubled down with your winnings every time, you have 70 grand at this point. So that's just insanity.
That's absolutely insane. Shanahan's insane. It's a perfect fit for McCaffrey. It was so great to watch all of the former Panthers ball out. Baker Mayfield, Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore. Everyone's having a fantastic time just not playing for Carolina anymore. So with that, I wish you guys luck tomorrow night, or not tomorrow night, Sunday night. Sorry about that. Tomorrow we got Alabama, Texas A&M, baby. And we're going to feel some type of way after that one. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad, but we'll definitely see.
For sure. Definitely a type boy.
Well, with that, we're not going to talk about Monday night. We'll talk about that on Sunday when we recap the game. So maybe you guys will be back on for that. Well, maybe not, because we usually do before the Cowboys game. But we'll recap the games on Sunday. Good luck, guys. Enjoy your weekends. And I hope that we all have a really fun, good football weekend. And we're very happy. And we have
Hey, I'll
something
say a
that-
prayer. I'll say a prayer for Bryce Young to be able to see over his O-line this week, dude.
Yeah, that just means so much to me, and I really appreciate it. So thank you. Thank you, guys.